Hello and welcome to video lecture series in sociology. Today we are going to discuss from your textbook Social Change and Development in India, chapter 2 titled as Cultural Changes. This chapter is broadly divided into two parts. The first part is on social reform movement and the second part is on the processes of cultural change. So far we have discussed social reform movement in the first part and certain processes of social change in the second part, namely modernization, Sanskritization, westernization and enlightenment. Today we will discuss secularization and globalization as process of cultural change. Let us begin our discussion on secularization. What is meant by secularization? Secularization is generally defined as a decline of the central influence of religion in society, which means that religion is no longer central to social organization the way it was in pre-modern societies. It is a process thereby religious thinking and practices and institutions lose their social significance. According to Peter Berger, by secularization we mean the process by which sectors of society and cultures are removed from domination of religious institutions and symbols. Secularization is a natural corollary or development from modernity. Scheiner discusses 6 different versions of secularization used by sociologists. These versions are: 1. Decline of religion, which means religious symbols, doctrines and institutions lose their social significance. 2. Conformity with the world, where religious movements become oriented to the goals of this world rather than the other world. 3rd is disengagement, where the church loses functions to other institutions and becomes less significant in moral and political terms. 4th is transposition of religious ideas and institutions, where what were previously regarded as grounded in divine power become seen as human creations now. 5th is desecularization of world. Scientific and rational explanations take precedence over the religious faith. And finally, from sacred to secular society. Religion moves from its central position and takes its place in a whole gamut of other possible philosophies existing. Secularization does not mean the end of religion, but it does challenge religions and their place in society. Secularization is simply a fact, but how we react to this fact is important. A number of processes have contributed to rise of secularization. These are: first, modernity. Modernity has resulted in the process of institutional differentiation. With increasing specialization, various spheres such as politics, education, law have become autonomous and independent of religion. For example, class is a secular social setting. You are sitting in a particular class like this sociology class not on the basis of your religious affiliation, but on the basis of your qualification and eligibility. Second, in modern societies, religion is often seen as a private affair and its relevance in the public sphere has been reduced. Third, a single religion no longer holds monopoly of truth or legitimacy. With the advent of progress and influences of modernization, attitude towards religion and celebration of many festivals have changed. Rituals, ceremonies, forms of worship, relevance of fasts and pilgrimage centers are constantly changing, especially in cities and urban areas. It is generally assumed that modern societies are becoming secular. How do sociologists conclude that societies are becoming secular? They conclude on the basis of indicators of secularization. What do we mean by indicators of secularization here? An indicator helps us to measure any phenomena, such as if how many times we visit temple in a week is an indicator of religiosity, then is it increasing or decreasing? Indicators of secularization have referred to levels of involvement with religious organizations, such as decline in church attendance, the social and material influence of religious organizations, and the degree to which people hold religious beliefs or follow ritual practices. However, in the recent years, there has been an unprecedented growth of religious consciousness and conflict all over the world. The assumption that modern ways would lead to decline in religious ways has not been entirely come true. There is a tendency of revival of religion, especially in the last decade. This revival or response of religion to modernity has two dimensions or can be interpreted in two ways. The first way is the emergence of new age religious movements, which are also called as NRM, and second is rise of fundamentalism. Let us discuss about the emergence of new age religious movements. The new age religious movements provide a radical alternative to traditional religious organizations. Unlike traditional societies where people belonged to the religious community of their parents and followed the same religion, modern societies offer greater freedom and opportunity to people to choose their religion. Religious traditions are no longer seen as a binding on young members who may choose, follow or adopt either a different religion or choose not to be religious at all. Moreover, in the present era of globalization, information technology, education, access and exposure to other cultures and social networks, more options regarding religion are available to people as compared to the past. These options include adopting a different religion or have a faith in an NRM, which propose new interpretations of traditional religious principles or combination of practices, new doctrines or revelations. The content of such forms of religion is diverse. It can be spiritual, therapeutic, based on mental, emotional or physical well-being, meditation and art of living. Think of the people you know who have converted or adopted a different religion. There are many examples you might know about celebrities doing this. Also try finding about examples of new age religious movements. Do you know about any of the NRM or do you follow any? We have already discussed about westernization and modern forms of organization and ideas that led to emergence of new kinds of religious reform organizations in India, leading to social reform movement in early 20th century. The second dimension of revival of religion pertains to revival of religion in its original form. What does this mean? Some groups believe that over a period of time, forces of modernization have altered the original content and teachings of the religion. They attempt to revive religion in its original form with its nature and content being exactly the same as it was preached and practiced in the early days. Such ideologies in certain regions and among certain communities within specific religions are becoming stronger day by day. This can be labeled as rise of fundamentalism. Such tendencies lead to extremism where even violence and killing of innocent people is justified in the name of religion or God. There has also been considerable debate about secularization of caste. What does this mean? Caste system operated within a religious framework. Today, caste has acquired a new meaning. Contemporary India has seen formation of caste-based political parties and associations to press their demands upon the state. Such a change has been described as secularization of caste. Hence, we can conclude that modernity has weakened the traditional structures such as caste system. This effect is being compounded by the process of globalization. In fact, while discussing social and cultural change, one cannot leave out the understanding of process of globalization. All other processes of cultural change we have discussed so far have acquired a different meaning and dimension in the era of globalization. Let us briefly understand what is meant by globalization. You might have come across the concept of globalization or global many a times. What do you understand by it or how we define globalization? Malcolm Waters defines globalization as a social process in which constraints of geography on economic, political, social and cultural arrangements recede and in which people become increasingly aware of this receding. You may ask questions regarding globalization such as, is it an economic, social or cultural phenomena? Is it a new phenomena or a continuation of the existing processes of social change? Is globalization complete? Is globalization inevitable or is it reversible? In fact, no aspect in contemporary life has remained unaffected by the process of globalization. It influences practically all the aspects of present day life such as integration of economies, trade, growth, capitalism, outsourcing, consumer products, brands, internet, information technology, communication, environment and culture. Think of an area and you will find forces of globalization has influenced it directly or indirectly. Globalization has affected our family, work, religious practices, beliefs, economy, lifestyles, educational patterns, leisure activities, media, culture and society. Globalization is characterized by 1. Interconnectedness, 2. Interdependence, 3. Intensification and convergence, 4. Expanding and stretching of relationships. Globalization is about emergence of global consciousness and awareness of world as a whole. We will discuss about the process of globalization in greater detail in subsequent chapters. However, here it is important to understand the relevance of process of globalization as an important factor bringing about social, cultural, structural, institutional, economic and political change in any given society. To summarize this chapter, in this chapter we have attempted to learn about the distinct ways and processes through which social and cultural changes have taken place in India. Besides the colonial experience that had the lasting consequences, various processes have been significant in shaping social and cultural landscape of India. The various processes discussed in this chapter are interrelated and can be seen as both cause and consequence of one another. It would be simplistic, however, to term the complex combinations just as a mix of tradition and modernity. Both tradition and modernity and other processes are multidimensional in nature and character. They cannot be explained or understood without reference to one another. Modernization, westernization, Sanskritization, secularization or globalization. All these indicate ways to explain and conceptualize about the structural and cultural changes of a given society. In this chapter, we discuss the causes and effects of these processes in bringing about cultural changes in India. In this context, we started from colonial era and discussed about the impact of these processes. Think of the areas where you have observed changes, structural or cultural, which can be explained by using these concepts. Try to find out more about these izations, that is I-S-A-T-I-O-N. An ization refers to a process, such as if we suffix ization with modern, it becomes modernization. We discussed many such izations in this chapter, such as modern plus ization, modernization, secular plus ization, secularization, global ization, globalization, westernization, urbanization, industrialization, Sanskritization. Think of these processes and identify the changes brought about by them in your societies and among people around you. Let us summarize what we discussed today. We discussed about notion of secularization and revival of religion. In this context, we discussed about fundamentalism and emergence of new age religious movements. Towards the end, we discussed about the process of globalization and also summarized the chapter that how various processes discussed during our lectures have resulted in cultural and social changes in India. Till then, you can enjoy reading the chapter.